Before you can continue the PowerPoint work from last week, you need to access your file. If you haven't already copied the file from last week's work, then you need to go back to the page for 5th of October, and there's a set of instructions there on how to download the PowerPoint template. If you've already done that, then you now need to sign back into your Google account so that you can access the work that you did last week. So go to the top right and click sign in. You need to enter your @cisit.com email address. Click next, and then enter the same password that you use to get on the computers in school. Click next again. So now you should be signed in and you'll see your initial in the code circle at the top. All you need to do this time is go into the Google Apps and go to the Google Drive. You should see your PowerPoint from last week. So double click that one, and then you should just be able to click open with Google Slides. If you can't see it there, click on the tab and it will be next to it. So this week we're going to just look at adding some different fonts and some colour to our slides. First of all, you need to decide on a font that you're going to use for each of your titles. So if we just click on the title, and then you get this box around it, so just click the box and our fonts will be here at the top. So you can scroll down them and you get an example of each of these. You want something that's going to be nice and clear and easy to read. So I'll go with this one, Impact. So that's going to stand out quite well. And then you need to go and do the same on each of your slides. So click on the title, click on the box on the outside. The last fonts that you used will be at the top there. So you just go through and we do that for each of our slides. So each time we click the title, we click the outside of the box, we click the font, and we're only using one font for every title in the presentation. Don't need to worry about saving because it's getting saved to your Google Drive as you go along. If you want to do then, you could change the font on your main text and your bullet points. Maybe not something quite as thick as we've used up there, but you can go for another one of those fonts if you want to do. You don't necessarily have to change if it's already a clear font. So we just do that. We click on the writing, we click on the box on the outside, and then we click on the font that we've picked. And as I said before, for the titles, the recent fonts that you use appear at the top, so you don't have to keep scrolling down to look for them. Okay, so we're at that stage. Okay, so if we're happy with those, the next thing that we're going to look at is a background colour. When you pick your background colours, you've got to think of different places that your presentation is going to be used. So it could be on a computer screen, it could be printed, it could be on a projector. So if we're going to go just to the plain colour, so some of these here, they're a little bit too bright. Something like that, and these down here might be a little bit too dark for our writing at the moment because we've got black writing there. So it's up to you which way you do. You can go with a light text on a dark background, a dark text on a light background, but it's important to have what we call a really good contrast. So on this one, I'm going to go for just a light background there. So let's try that light yellow and click done. So let's put it on there. So happy enough with that one. And then it's just a case of making sure that we get the same on each of these. so that each of our slides has all got the same colours, so that we've got a consistent overall look to everything. So if you're happy with your background, then you've got either one or two more colours to do. So you can either have all of your text in the same colour, or you could pick one colour for your titles and then have a different colour for your bullet points. So in this case, I'm just going to change the colour of the title. So again, click your title, click the outside part, and you want this one, the A, which will give us our text colour. Now we're going to need something that's going to stand out nicely on this background. So that's quite a good contrast there. But whichever colour I use there, that is the same one then that I need to use for the other slides. So at that point, our presentation is complete up to this section. If you wanted though, you could do exactly the same as we've just done, but with your bullet points, and maybe come up with a slightly different colour there. There's some of them that's not going to work particularly well, so if you pick something really pale there, we don't have a lot of contrast. So you do need, if we've got a light background like this, then we need something a little bit darker. So that's standing out quite well. It's a little bit different to our title, and then you then need to do exactly the same for all of your other ones there then. Just making sure that you use the same colour on each slide. So we click on the text, click on the outside of the box, we get the same colour, which is that dark purple there, and then you just continue that until we're done. So make sure that that does say save to drive once you're done, or it will pop up at some point, and then you can just close down your browser.